Sir, you have done many movies we can't count in our fingers. So how Vikram is different from all other movies? You have done many genres of movies. So how it is different from others movie you can share with us?
I try to be different. I am like the audience. I'd like to see a kind of films. It's like how you whet your appetite thinking about food. We filmmakers think about the kind of cinema we want to see and we make them. It might be the same story sometimes, it's same kind of genre, but we try to do it differently. Our appetite has changed over time, and our cooking style have changed because of all the utensils that we get. And the equipments, the techniques have all improved so much. I haven't even heard of these kind of machines about 30 years back when we did the first Vikram. Now they are all available and reachable.
Sir, also you have done so many movies, there is so many genres. Like there is one movie where you have done, in one movie you have done 10 characters. So what is the mantra to go on, sir, like this?
I think the applause is the only magic that makes us work. It's sometimes it's more satisfying than the payment you get for the film. Because you can spend it all away, but this applause you can sort of chew it like cud.
Sir, what is the brightest point we would love to know about your profession, sir?
The brightest
point, of the profession
we always think that the brightest point is yet to come. And we're going towards that. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and we are hurtling at great speed towards it.
Sir, also there is the language rule which has become a topic of discussion recently, South Indian versus Hindi. How do you see this thing, sir? What is your take on it?
For me, for direction's sake, you can call it South India, but otherwise it is India for me. For direction's sake, you can call it North India, East India, and West India. We never say West Indian films. We say Mumbai films, or much to my chagrin, they call it Bollywood films. But we lose sense of direction, sense of community with art, and it should stay that way. And as far as language is concerned, that's our pride. Nobody will lose their language for another. They'll be curious to know another language. That's what we did with English. That's not a language. Look at us. We are conversing in English. And that will be ready. But for that, I will not lose Tamil or Marathi or Bengali for that matter. Ask a Bengali, he will say the same thing.
And what you have to take on the issue which is going on, the pan-India thing? What you have
There's no issue. It's a good thing that's happening. It's like you never complain about South Indian petrol or North Indian petrol. It fuels our vehicles and we use it. It is for all of us to enjoy.
Yeah, so you have done Bollywood movies also, your entry into the Bollywood. What was the experience like, sir? From then to now, how do you see it, sir?
It's like, it's a change of scene, but it's the same language we speak. At least the cinema people speak one language, cinema, internationally. If you're a film person, you will, whether you're from New Zealand or India, doesn't matter. We at once connect with each other and exchange even techniques. We show each other's films. That's why I like the idea. It used to happen in Delhi before, now it's shifted to Goa. But I enjoyed it when it happened in Delhi. I miss it, those times. Not that I don't like going to Goa, but there's something else. There's a historic element to a Delhi Film Festival. I miss it a lot. And
Sir, with a star actor, director, everything in films, you're also a politician. How do you manage it? Also in a film, you were, while giving the interview, say you try to bring politics and kind of perception in films also. Can you also explain?
You're a journalist. do you also do politics? How do you do it? How do you even vote and then vote for the wrong person sometimes? So we all we all do it. We must do it. I think politics is something we shouldn't leave to somebody else. It's a democracy. All of us should play an important part. You take care of it like your bank account. How you keep checking your bank account, you must check your politics. Every one of us. And also sing the national anthem, which may not be in your language. In my case, it's not my language, but I sing it with pride. The diversity and the unity should be maintained. It never was a full country. It became a full country. It was a dream. We made it happen. And we cannot let anything destroy it.
Sir, also let's come to the movie Vikram. Sir, any good experience, while shooting the movie, you had any experience that you want to share with the audience, sir?
As a matter of fact, it was like going through my old films album. It's a very strange thing. Usually a director comes and explains a scene and he says, have you seen Ganga Jamuna? Have you seen Dilip Saab's scene with a gun when he realizes what he has in his hand is a gun? He has an expression in his face. That's how usually they say. Now this director is a fan of mine. So he'll say, I don't know whether you remember the film Satya where in scene number so and so you would do this. I'd say I don't. And then he'll repeat it verbatim. And say that's what I want in this scene, that kind of. So I said, have I been feeding the audience old food all this time because you're quoting from my own films? So tell me something about Ryan Gosling or somebody like that. Then he would say, I can't think of those things. I only come up with you as an exemplary gratia. It was all at one time. It was gratifying and confusing for me, but it was a very interesting experience. I think I've come to an age where people remember all the mistakes I've done, and sometimes the good ones also.
So you are a superstar, all the movies are hit in the box office. What are your expectations from this movie, sir? What are you expecting?
I want more people to see it. That's why we spent so much on the publicity, that it's reached all over India. It's possible now. And we would love to take it to China also, if possible. That's the kind of expansion I want for Indian films. Not just my film, for every Indian film. That's how Hollywood grew to its size.
Sir, my last question is, as a politician, so many things are going in the country. How do you see the political situation of the country?
We must be involved. As I said in the beginning, politics affects us. We should affect it. Otherwise, we have nobody to complain to except us.
And so today also Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited your state, Chennai. He is in Chennai right now, sir.
Yeah, we exchange places. I'm in Delhi. Our PM is in Tamil Nadu.